What's up guys, it's Captain Production 72 and welcome to my review of 10227 B-Wing Starfighter, also known as the UCS B-Wing from 2012. First time doing a UCS set on here, which is really cool to do. Not to mention this may have come from another country. I bought this set brand new, sealed, back in May. I've just not had the chance to review it, and I thought, with my limited amount of spare time about to go down again, I thought, let's just get this set out and reviewed. It's a really big set. As you can see, you have to film it here because we can't film it. It's kind of nuts. We're having to go do one on the floor again. But let's jump straight on in with that box. We're going to move the box so we can get that bit done. So here is said box. It's a really thick box, just for reference. There is my hand. Yeah, it's a big box. So the reason I think this one may have come from another country, personally, to my knowledge, no set sold in the UK, which is where I am, has the piece count on the box. As you can see, this one indeed has a piece count, which I thought was kind of nuts. I didn't notice that at first in the eBay listing. I paid roughly around £500 to get one of these sealed. These things are not cheap at all. Even a used one is about 300. It's the only time Lego ever did the B-Wing in UCS form, but jumping into that box. So this is a set from 2012, the summer of that year. So we have Darth Maul up in the corner there, which is one of my favourite box shots, if not my favourite. You've got the half-complete UCS, well not UCS, yeah, I've got the half-complete Death Star in the background. We've got the planet and the Enforcement of Endor there. We've got the B-Wing flying through space, got some thrust coming out the back. Got some lasers bolted from an Imperial ship. And it looks really, really nice. Got the kind of dimensions of the B-Wing if you want to stand it up, because it can fly like that. This ship does have a rotating cockpit in universe, and as does the Lego set, which I will try and demonstrate within this review. Let's have a look at the back of the box. So you have to remember, back in 2012, they were making the back of the boxes look like blueprints, which is something I actually missed them doing. And you've got all your features of the B-Wing, the engine, the wings, because for UCS it does have some movement to it, which is kind of cool. Show you guys all of that. No, it's a really cool set, and I like how they're kind of in the hangar of the home one, which is, all those are just the lights that you can see there. Really cool. It's even got like some maintenance equipment kicking out there. No, it's a really cool box, and that was one of the things I wanted when buying this set, was to have a one with the box, because I don't know, I just thought that'd be cool. Not too much else to show on but it has the B-Wing there again on the sides. Unfortunately, you may have noticed there is no minifigure, so at the top, on the 1:1 scale, they just show you a part. So yeah, really cool box. The box alone is pretty cool. It is a 16 plus set. It does not say UCS in the name for some reason, even though it is a UCS set. But enough about that. Let's jump into the set itself, which is pretty cool. This one will probably be a longer video, which is what this set needs. So that's why I've been holding off on it. So here we have the B-Wing. So we won't get into the instructions towards the end. You can see they come in a cardboard sleeve, which is kind of cool, rather than a binder. But yeah, so here we have the B-Wing itself. So we'll have a look at that plaque there. What have we got for reading? Manufacturer Stallion Corporal. Length 16.9 meters. Engines 4GZ5 thrust engines. Fuselage thrust engines. Hyperdrive system HYD997 hyperdrive motivator. Maximum speed 950 kilometers per hour in atmosphere. The shielding is Serplex ZR41 shield generator. The weapons are 3 Ermec SW7A light ion cannons, Grail R9X heavy laser cannon, Grail 82 twin auto blasters, 2 Corrupt MG9 proton torpedo launchers. The crew is a capacity of 1 pilot and 45 kilos of cargo. Let's probably have that focusing a bit better, but there, as you can read that yourself. Some of that is a little bit hard to pronounce, as some of the things are in Star Wars, but pretty cool plaque. I think what we're going to do is we're going to review it with the stand and then show you without. Because this set, the wings can fold up. There is some construction issues with this set, as I have noticed. It's not 100% perfect, but we'll try and persevere through that. So let's just think where to start. So we're going to start at the edge of the wing and kind of work our way up towards the cockpit. I think that would be the best, because again, this is a UCS set, so there is details to show off. So we have this end cannon here, which is really nicely done. You can see there's quite a bit of detail in this. Looks really nice. You've got all those little, because you know, though the usage of the bricks on this and the construction on it was quite interesting. Just bits of overlap the other and wrap around the other. It's done quite well. You've got all these cannons coming off. You know, it's really sturdy. I mean, yeah, the ship itself might move a little, but it's like none of this is coming off. There's the strength in some areas of this set is really well done. Come on, the line got these little slits as you go up. You know, got some grey in there too. You got stickers. This set does have some stickers. The plaque as well as a sticker. In fact, I believe only recently have they started to, you know, print those. But you know, going up the wing here with more of those little slits. Again, I will show it off from the back as well. Coming here, you can have the front of the ship. Well, this is the piece they use as the 1:1 scale on the box. We've got the kind of front main area of the engines, which this is the first section you build when building the V-Wing, and it itself is pretty big. Like, this set is hard to explain unless you own it, the size of it. Got a little light there and there. Coming along this wing, got some little clips. There's no sticker on this one. Again, got that similar cannon design to the one on the other wing. And again, like, imagine if this was the play scale B-Wing, you'd be able to pull, which I don't own, so I'm not sure you'd be able to pull this off quite easily. It stays on there quite well. The hinge connection, however, that connect these wings to the main body is not the best, and hopefully it doesn't break in this video. But if it does, it means it shows you the strength, which would be good for reviews. Same here with this cannon. Again, there's some parts of this that are really well built and some that aren't. Got one of those stickers. You do get a third one. You're not meant to use it, of course, but you know, it's a third sticker more or less just for a spare. Come on, here we've got some really nice details, kind of like the smooth parts of this, because you know, this is 2012, and that's still a pretty good year for LEGO Star Wars, but it's like, if this was made now, it would be completely different. You've got these parts here, which are really cool, look like missiles. There's one on the underneath there as well. Got the connection for the cockpit. Now this cockpit piece is more or less what they would have used back in 2005. In fact, they are still using this piece in 2020 for Anakin's Starfighter. Is literally what this is. They've taken one of these Jedi cockpit pieces and built around it. Is more or less what this is. Now, as you can see, this can rotate all the way around. It's got those gold blasters there. It spins around quite well. Again, it's kind of like gravity decides. It's kind of like the wings on the Slave 1, the way that would work. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn this thing around and show it from the behind angle. One thing I will say, that this set is a little bit difficult to move at times. It's not the best, but it's just the nature of the model. It's not really Lego's fault, to be honest. It's a weird shape to capture in Lego, so it behaves in a strange way at times. But here we are. So here it is from the back angle. So these pieces here, now there's a few flaws with this set, unfortunately. We're going to point out here. Now, these pieces here are really easily break. Like, this is one of those parts that when you're building it, you may have to build a second time. One thing I want to point out is these pieces here do move. You don't really need them to, but it's like these are tank tread pieces. It's pretty cool. We've got some more detailing around the back. We've got those engines, which are some really, really cool pieces right there. Again, it's kind of, the detail on this is not too bad. I would love to see a modern day take on it, and you can kind of see some of those connections in for the wings use right about there. It's not really technical. It's kind of like hinge type pieces. There's ones with the stoppers on it, because come back, you got the back end of the wing here coming down, and that's kind of really just like the detail is good, but there's not a whole bunch of it because the Inch universe ship isn't, you know, the most detailed model in the world. But let's show you guys it without the stand, and then we'll show you the stand. So this is an extremely hard shot to get. It's more or less that one there from the box, but you can hold it up this way. It is extremely difficult to do so. It's not very easy, and you know, I'm trying to get this shot in, but you know, you can hold it that way, you can tip it that way. It's very heavy. That's one thing to know about this set, is the weight of this is quite immense. Unfortunately, the stand they include does not give you a way to display it this way, which, I mean, would have been cool of this display option. The 2006 play version comes with a like maintenance type docking area, which you can use to stand the B-Wing up this way, but just going to try and show you it from this angle here. And here it is again with the wings closed. These wings are annoying to close. It is an intended feature, they are designed to do that. But it's the mechanism is like, even for 2012, is kind of primitive, unfortunately, but it's just the way that is. So I believe this is the first time I've had it like this, but this is technically the B-wing, the way it would land in a hangar. So you can display it like this. Now you can see the clip system here that the wings use. It works really well on the top one. Like this top one goes up and down, forward. So, you know, you can see, not breaking, we're having a good time, nothing's wrong with it. Works all good, yeah. Unfortunately, the bottom one, I don't know if it's gravity or what it is with this bottom wing, but it just doesn't like staying on that well. I mean, I believe you can see it's hanging off and it's quite a dodgy connection. I don't know what it is. I have tried rebuilding that part about 3 or 4 times over. I noticed even when I was building it that it just didn't want to work. Again, you could flip this upside down and have it the other way, like, because both sides are that well detailed. Obviously, the other way you wouldn't get any of these kind of bumped into the cannon there. You wouldn't get any of these orange kind of stickers, which those add something to it, given it's just technically it's a big grey model, but it works out really well just the way those are done. Just again, I know it's not the most detailed model, but at the same time, there also is quite well detailed. Like the way that this wraps around now, you can actually access the cockpit, which I took it off the stand more or less to showcase this feature, which I didn't really want to attempt while having it the other way. You know, I don't want to break it during the review. That wouldn't be ideal. So the way that this works is you unclip it from either side. You got these clips here and here. It is not the best done feature. It's breaking apart. Again, it's not the easiest one. It is an intended feature, but it doesn't work the best. So I'm just going to fix that. Just going to fix this here. Again, I could cut the camera and not show you things like that, but the point of the review is to showcase the set the way it is. And unfortunately, that's a flaw with the design. So that comes off. And you can see that we have an interior section here. So unfortunately, this set, and I'll talk about it at the end, does not include a minifigure. Before this B-wing pilot did exist, maybe they didn't have the helmet mold or something. I don't know. Minifigures were in UCS sets before this. The Imperial Shuttle had them. The set came out this year, the same year as this one, 2012. The UCS R2D2 even had a little R2D2 included. So we're going to try and turn it around. There's a little, so basically, that's brilliant. These little pieces always seem to break. They're meant to be like kind of handle-like parts, and all they do is fall off. It is an absolute pain to deal with, but yeah, they're meant to be in there like that, you know, as if it's something the pilot can hold on to. You can fit a minifigure in here. I'm gonna go get one. Quickly before I put the minifigure in, you can remove this, right? This piece here. Now they don't give you anything special showing anything from the Battle of Endor. They literally use a piece that is in literally hundreds of Lego sets, which is, you know, one of those things people complain about a lot on this set. That goes in like such. You need to fix these pieces here. It's not, the cockpit on this can be quite difficult. I've personally not opened it since I built it, but I'll show you guys putting the minifigure in, just because not the best, but you know, you can have a minifigure in there. That's just, I don't have an A-wing pilot, so I had to make do with what I have, and you know, shut that up. And, you know, you've got a pilot in there. So I suppose the question is, can you realistically display it like this? Yes, you can. Unfortunately, you are going to have some serious problems with that on the wing. It's, as far as I can tell, that's just the design flaw. So let's jump right into that stand. Not a knock against the set, but this is the problem you will have, is the really silly connection. There's no Technic, which just sticks onto bare bricks, but as you can see, it does fall apart sometimes when moving, and that can be a problem. So here's the stand. It has a weird stand, but I suppose this ship does fly in a bit of a weird way, as you can see by the box. So that's as to you a bit of a unique design, very technical stand. Those bottom pieces make me think of boats, to be honest. The UCS plaque can actually go on either side. It depends what angle you want to display the ship at. So you can see little pegs here and here. You can actually shove them in this side here with these holes there, which is also a pretty cool feature. You can just stick the plaque on like so. Good to go. Again, there's not too much to say. It literally is just a stand. I'll show you how the ship fits in, hopefully without incident. I'm just going to bring the B-wing over. I am actually really hoping that this goes smoothly with that bottom wing, which has proven it can still be problematic, but you can see here it fits in like that. There's no physical connection, if that makes sense. There's no pin, there's no clip. I'm trying to show you the stand. It more or less there's a bump on the bottom of the wing that fits into a gap. That's more or less just how this works. Anyway, it's pretty sturdy on the stand. It does move a bit, but that's just in its nature. It's, you know, the stand does work, but of course the B-wing is going to be heavier than the stand, so that's just kind of how that works. Let's jump into those instructions, of which you get 3 booklets. Yeah, 3. So of course I got my B-wing sealed when I bought this. I not often buy sets sealed, but this is how you would get the instructions package like this. So there's a little bit of cardboard, stop bending. So you get instruction booklets 1, and then there's 2, and then there's 3, which I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting. So same as the box art, it just says book 1. You know, you're building the engines, you're building some of the wing in this one as well, actually. I think this is the main wing. Yep, it is. It tells you jump to booklet 2. The back has a source of nostalgia. I actually have a review on quite a few of these sets, or a few of them. We've got the Yavin 4 Planet, Bespin, Endor, the Desert Skiff, Republic Striker Class Starfighter, CC 10's Jedi Starfighter, the Gungan Sub. I've reviewed the Gungan Sub, the Palace, and the Malevolence. And of course you get the Sith Fury class set. There's some very nostalgic 2012 sets. We go into the next instruction manual, this one here, number 2. Obviously you're going to pick up where you left off exactly, so that is back 5, you're adding like additional details and stuff, and you're building one of the extra wings. This is the bottom one. Flip through, you're building the bottom cannon, which it's quite heavy. I believe that's like a weight distribution thing for when it's on the stand. So this one takes you as far as having added the cockpit. And on the back it shows you 2 other UCS sets that were available at the time. The UCS R2D2 from 2012 and from 2010, Obi-Wan Jedi Starfighter. It's a pretty cool set, which also, funny enough, did not have a minifigure in it. And the final booklet for building is this one here. So book 3, you more or less start off, you know, you're building wing. This starts on bag 8. I can't remember exactly how many you got up bag 9. You're building the stand in this one, so I think there's 10 bags roughly in this set, 10 or 11. And and you can see Darth Maul on certain pages of the instructions as well. That's pretty cool. Your parts list and stuff. And there's nothing, you know, there's no advertisements or anything in the back. You've got the winlego.com thing there, and that's pretty much just it. Let's jump into my final thoughts. So, I suppose the final question is, should you buy 10227 UCS B-Wing Starfighter? 11 years after its release. This set did not do well while it was out, and from what I read online, at one point this was a £170 set. You could buy this for nearly half price, and some LEGO stores on discount. When it came, a year after it came out, this one did not sell well, and for varying reasons. It didn't have a minifigure. Now, whether they just didn't want to include a minifigure in this one, because a year later, after this, I mean, they were doing the A-Wing pilots with the brilliant looking helmet molds, and yeah, I know there's a B-Wing pilot, I think I got that wrong earlier in the review. In 2014, you got like the Gold Leader Rebel pilot, and that thing's amazing. It's a really expensive minifigure now. It's one of those things like, yeah, the ones from 2006, the 10 nub, used literally like a normal helmet, like the army would use. They didn't make a special mold, so maybe they just couldn't figure out the mold and just didn't want to put a bad minifigure in, but I would have rathered something. Like, you could have put in Admiral Akbar in this, or you could have given us an exclusive, you know, Rebel Commander or something. But unfortunately, they just chose not to do that. You know, obviously it has weak points. That bottom wing can be a problem, but I mean, other than that, this is actually a pretty decent set, and it's one that Lego have still not remade as of the time of recording this. They have remade the X-wing 3 times over. In fact, the X-wing came out this year, and for 40 years of Return of the Jedi, they did do the B-wing a couple years, so the A-wing a couple years ago, so they couldn't do that. I would have rathered a remake of this. This set definitely needs a modern remake. This set is pretty good on its own. You know, no hate towards this one, but it would be really nice to get another one at some point. Unfortunately, it just doesn't seem like Lego is interested in doing another one of these at the moment. You know, they're doing landscapes and stuff, but you know, they've done everything, and they've done a couple. Like, there's been a couple Y wings, there's been a couple X wings, so that this one I think deserves a remake. With that said, it really just depends on certain factors. I have a lot of nostalgia for the year 2012 Lego set wise, so I wanted to go back and repurchase all of them. And this is one I really wanted that I did not have back in the day, and this is my first UCS set that I've went and got. So unless you want to count 10188, which I've not reviewed on here yet. I've had that lying around for like a year and a half now. To fair, this one sat around from May, and I just wanted to review it before we got any closer to September. So I paid £500 for mine, sealed in the box. You know, I've seen them go for 600-700 sealed. You can get them used for around the 250 to 300 mark, but I just wanted a really good condition one. Some of them were missing the plaques, the stickers were missing, or the stickers were peeling badly, or I just wanted the box, the set, the instructions. I wanted the full package, so I paid the extra money. Whether or not you want to do that is completely up to you, but this is a really cool set and one that I think deserves a bit more attention. So, what's going to happen next week? We have the channel in 2 videos next week. You have the channel update on the Friday, and on the Tuesday, I'm planning to bring you a review of some sort. I might do one of the new Batman sets. I recently picked those up. I don't know. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Tell me in the comments, what do you think of the 2012 Ultimate Collector's B-Wing? See you later.